Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Tharon's Thoughts. My name's Tharon Shetty. This is my bedroom. It's Monday night right now. Here we go. I'm not gonna lie to you. This past 2 weeks have been sort of depressing because I can't move. And it's so funny how we have these things in our life. Like for me, it was like I'm gonna get coffee. I'm gonna do my jiu-jitsu, and then all of a sudden, I can't even. I haven't left the house in 2 weeks. Right now I think a 10-year-old could beat me up because I can't even move. But I've been really trying to dig down, and this is helping a lot. So I'm just gonna keep going, and my thoughts are just always thinking. So I thought I would do a video tonight. But I talked to a good buddy of mine today on the phone, and he was telling me, he was like, I've known him for like 20 years. He's done everything, like Comedy Central, NBC, really funny guy. But he was struggling. He was like, dude, I don't know what to do with this COVID stuff, and it's a weird time right now to be a comedian because a lot of, obviously the D'Elia thing's going on right now, but there's a lot of other just allegations flying around about comedians. Some of it's not even like sexual assault. It's just like accusations because people ghosted them. But it's just like, Jesus Christ, it's like a war zone out there if you're a comedian, a male comedian. And some of it, obviously love the women's movement. Some of it's justified, but some of it's just like, what the hell am I looking at here? So it's a weird time because, these are guys who, I've known for years and years. So he was telling me, he's like, what's going on in comedy? And he's like, it's so hard right now because the clubs aren't even open to tour at anymore. And they're only booking name acts, big comedians. And he's like, what happened? Remember back in the day when we were doing stand-up for fun? And I was like, yeah, dude, it's such a great time. New York City, rolling around, spot to spot, trying to get better. It excited you to become a better comedian. That was the whole development. And Dave Attell is a great example. It's the guy who just committed to the craft and became one of the best comics ever. And just, I can't find one person to say anything really bad about Dave Attell because he was so committed to stand-up. And then somewhere along the lines, and by the way, the only way to make it back then was through the gatekeepers, right? You had to book a TV show, a movie, you had to get exposure. That's the only way people would come to know you. Example, Ray Romano or somebody, or Seinfeld, right? Or Joe Rogan was on news radio, whoever. You had to book a role, so you have 1,000 comedians running towards this small keyhole door. They pick one person. That person goes on to do other things. The door closes. Everybody else left for dead, like the Hunger Games. It's brutal. And then as you get older, you're not even invited to the door anymore. You're on your own. So when the whole podcasting, Instagram, social media thing came out, it just opened up other doors because you could reach an audience without having to go through these gatekeepers, right? And so a couple months ago, I noticed a couple guys in my jiu-jitsu class, they were just worshiping D'Elia and Brian Callen, Theo Von, these guys. I mean, nothing, again, not commenting on D'Elia thing anymore, but I get it because I really feel like people are just kind of suffering day to day. They're kind of miserable. Everybody has their own misery, their day to day. And, they're locked into these jobs. They've got families, kids, whatever. And then here you see these guys just kind of just living this lawlessness, outlaw life, just touring around, hooking up with girls, saying whatever they want. There's a freedom there, which is just, it's right there. It's tangible. And I get why people are so drawn to it, but that wasn't around. And I was telling my friend, I was like, dude, when we were coming up, that avenue wasn't there to get to know fans personally. I'm doing this now, but even now, social media is so fragmented, who the hell even watches this? But I do it anyways. And even then, I feel you have to be extreme. You have to be super, just saying outlandish stuff so people will notice you. But you fall right in between. It's really hard to get any attention. So I was just telling him, I was like, dude, it changed. It changed. Mark Maron, I remember this guy was left for dead, 2010. And then he started doing a podcast in his garage, blew up. Or, I remember Jim Norton. This guy was doing spots and I was the door guy at the Boston Comedy Club. And no, I don't think anybody knows Jim Norton for his comedy, but they definitely know him for, his O&A, his radio host on Opie and Anthony, Jim and Sam, whatever. So just having that opportunity to connect with an audience has been a game changer. And I was like, it's great, but at the same time, it makes it super frustrating now too, because there's so many things flying at you, like Like, what do I do? Instagram, Twitter, podcasting, videos. So I told him, I was like, look, man, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing either. I go to day. I honestly do. Like, I write every day. I rewatched a quote today by Steve Martin, a video clip. It's on YouTube, and he gave advice, and he goes, nobody wants to hear this. He goes, you just got to get good at what you do. You become so good, they cannot deny you, which I really don't know if that's valid anymore. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I think that was the reason why I resurrected Bobby Khan again, because I was like, nobody wants to see Theron Shetty, so maybe if I just resurrect this character, I can build a killer act, go tour in the Southern Belt, Las Vegas, build an audience, and I can circle back to Hollywood later if they want me. Unfortunately, I just like doing so many different things in Hollywood. I like to write, I like to make my videos. So I was telling my friend, I was like, look, man, all you can really do right now is be authentically who you are as a comedian, and you can't fake it. Like, there's already Tim Dillon, there's already Andrew Schultz, there's already a Sam Tripoli, whatever they're doing, which is great. And I'm mentioning guys because, I'm sure they're getting super funny girls out there too, like, Laura Kilmartin, Kira Sultanovich, but I'm just giving you examples because I'm around guys most of the time in my previous existence when I could go outside. So I'm really curious to see like what's going to happen this next year or two. I mean, I think it's already shifted dramatically. I think like the social media thing is now it's given the industry a way to like just kind of rank people numerically. Like, oh, this guy's got 1 million followers. This guy has 500,000 followers. Like, they can kind of like put an order to it because if you want to break into Hollywood, but a lot of people are doing it without the hand feeding them, right? It's like they've almost like escaped the zoo and they're just surviving in the wilderness by their own, which is just, man, I'm jealous. I really am jealous. Like, I think it's my dream. Like, I can just start selling books and just not having to audition, not needing to audition every day for a job. That'd be amazing. But I really think whether you started back then 20 years ago or today, comedy's always going to be hard. Like, stage time is a limited resource and it's going to test your resolve. I'm glad new comedians today have a chance to like really have a platform where they can showcase who they are to the public and at least, die on their own sword and, get seen as opposed to being never seen at all. If you like this channel, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Have a great week. Take care.